Everyone knows Fortnite, and a lot of people have played this game, but over time, over the seasons, people have stopped being interested and dropped out to find other games to suit their needs when playing video games. And we're going to talk about what happened to the game, why it died, what led to the most annoyingly popular game's eventual, slow, but painful downfall. Like and subscribe if you do enjoy. Comment your thoughts down below about how much you hate Fortnite, and let's get into it. As a lot of you know, money is a powerful thing, and this was one of the first factors that led to Fortnite's slow and painful demise. From the beginning, there was something about Fortnite that attracted a lot of people. It was free. This meant you didn't have to pay any money to jump into the game and have a good time. And back then, that's exactly what it needed, growing in popularity and skyrocketing it to one of the most popular games at the time. The developers at Epic Games did find their own ways to make money, mainly being V-Bucks and the Battle Pass. V-Bucks was the in-game currency that people could buy to get skins from the item shop and any other accessories they wanted to add. V-Bucks were also used to buy the Battle Pass, which provided even more skins, challenges, cosmetics, emotes, and all of that stuff from the season that they were playing in. As kids were their most targeted audience, this led to some major problems, especially when kids stole their mom's credit card to buy a new Fortnite skin. And this became a widespread problem for some reason, and it got a lot of people mad at Epic Games, especially people who didn't just want kids spending their money on useless crap, and sometimes that makes sense, but other times you need to control your own children. But also, the skins kind of got repetitive, and they just kind of rotated them in the shop, so even if there's something super rare back in the day, like from the earlier seasons, it came back because Fortnite wanted to make more money, and people got upset with that because they're like, I had this skin from the very beginning, and now you're giving it to everybody. And that, quote unquote, devalued the worth of a skin, which made some original players mad, and probably made them less likely to appreciate what was given to them in the game in the cosmetics category. More recently, they've not just been taking inspiration, they've been taking songs and dances from TikTok and other famous artists, especially ramping up brand deals and people they're partnered with, especially like Marvel, DC, and all of them. They have skins. And for some people, this was a deterrent for them to play. They didn't want brands to get involved, they just wanted to have a Fortnite experience. And sometimes even seasons were dictated by these brand deals. And while this was more money on Epic's side, people didn't like it and wanted it to just be a normal Fortnite like they got before, which is a problem that I'll explain later. But it also had TikTok dances, which most people don't care about. Some people like TikTok, some people don't. I don't like them, but that's just me. And this also became annoying because when you just hear a TikTok dance in a game, why would you want to play? And that makes total sense. It just gets annoying. And sometimes these just felt like blatant cash grabs. So what's the point if they just keep doing this over and over again? It's not a good look. And that really harmed the game in a way. But the next category, I think, had an even further impact. Around Season 4, Fortnite began to do its own thing, starting an overarching story that spanned its seasons and was influenced through its battle passes. And this story had a lot of consequences, meaning many map changes, new weapons, new loadouts, new skins, tons of things that really dictated what the game and season was going to look like. And this began to show some problems. Fortnite started to care more about continuing its own story instead of the community that kept it afloat in the first place. For the first 6 seasons, I think everybody was generally okay with how the game was going. But when we entered Season 7, there began to be a problem. This being the introduction of planes. Well, we did have golf carts in the prior seasons. Planes were a big update because instead of just being a transportation vehicle like golf carts were, you were able to actually shoot and kill people. It became a very powerful weapon, and if you got a hold of it, you were probably going to have a great time while playing, while anyone opposing you would have a terrible time unless they were able to shoot you down without dying. And this became a problem Though it was important to the season and there was a location based off of it, Fortnite took ages to finally fix the plane and make sure that everybody was happy where it was at. Damage was reduced, and it was nerfed pretty hard, but the damage was done. People did not like planes, and this is something that would continue on to further seasons. The best example of this phenomenon was Season 10 with the introduction of mechs, probably the worst and most overpowered idea ever to come to Fortnite. It was basically a two-person walker that you can control, shoot, and kill people with tons of health and a ton of abilities to help you jump around, like missiles, a machine gun, and boosted speed and agility. This was super annoying, and it was blatantly unfair to any players. But despite any pleas by the community, by anyone who still played at that time, it would not be removed. The mech stayed in the game because it was part of the story. And this maddened a lot of people, and I think that's when Fortnite really started to go down tremendously. By this time, the amount of people playing had definitely decreased, but this is when it began to take a great dip because the gameplay was so awful that nobody actually wanted to join unless they were in favor of using these mechs. Another thing that the story did was change the map every time each season. This could happen at any moment, and depending on when Epic wanted to release it, they could remove locations, change them, they could completely wipe them off the map, or give them a slight update. And this, for some people, really drew it away, because if you had a favorite location and it was just taken off the map, you wouldn't be too happy with the game developers. And this happened many times, like first, Moisty Mire in that area was wiped out, then an area above near Anarchy Acres, just old locations that people liked from the original 4 seasons were suddenly removed in place for their crazy and honestly completely insane storyline. Like, this is a video game and you're doing some weird time travel dimension hopping crap, but whatever, that's not the point here. The point is that each time a story is changing the game so much that it results in people getting maddened by that happening. For example, Tilted Towers was destroyed in Season 8 and replaced with something that resembled it, but it wasn't the same for most people. And then when the new map was made, they tried to bring Tilted back, but it combined with another location, not giving people the original feel that they wanted. And that was mainly the problem with the second map. It didn't have the original feel, while the first map still kept a couple locations, but altered them extremely in some cases. Change is good for any video game. It needs to take the time to evolve, grow from what it once started as, but retain each aspect that the original game made to be popular in the first place. That's a key to any game, but Fortnite took this a step too far. With each season, after 70 days, the battle pass was over, an event or something happened, and then the map was changed drastically. Each season, there would be new locations, a new battle pass, and new weapons and gun loadouts to explore. While this offered a new experience each time, sometimes people didn't like this new experience and wanted to have the old game back. Especially when the new map was added, people missed all the old locations and weren't as satisfied with what they were given instead. While it did retain some old locations, many were missing, and even though they tried to put it back, it wasn't satisfying enough for players. The emphasis on change after every 70 days each time amplified the other two factors, giving them more opportunities to plug out money and continue their story despite people not always being happy with their changes. Fortnite wouldn't say no and continued to go on with whatever they had planned for the game. And this, combined with the other two, amplified by itself, relayed to Fortnite's slow but painful downfall. People became sick of this cycle, eventually got bored of the game, and found other games suitable to replace it in its spot. Now, people look on it as the cringe game that all the kids play. And while a lot of kids play it, I don't think you should truly hate on it if you spent so many hours, and maybe it wasn't good as before, but many people spent their time and money on this game and really enjoyed it when it was good. Maybe it isn't as good as it used to be, but you can still understand that it had merit once a long time ago. Well, guys, that's going to do it for the video. If you did enjoy, comment down below your thoughts on why you thought Fortnite died and what your opinion on the game was then when you thought it was good or if ever. And then now, what do you think was its greatest weakness? Like and subscribe if you did enjoy. Of course, I will be continuing content because it's summer and I can't wait to make more videos. But with that, see you guys next time.